Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we want to see how you can get started with GitHub. GitHub is a very common, workflow software. So let's just read more about it. GitHub. So what can we learn? Okay, here is it. GitHub is a proprietary developer platform that allows developers to create, store, manage, and share their code. Of course, we see this once we get started with it. It uses Git to provide distributed version control, and GitHub itself provides access control, bug tracking, software feature request, task management, continuous integration, wikis for every project. So this is a brief information about the CEO, where it was founded 2028. That was, I think, some years ago. The headquarters in San Francisco, California, in the United States. It has a workforce of about 5,000, let's say about uh, 6,000, and over 150 million users, currently, because as of May, it's about 150 million. Do you understand? This year. So it's just amazing how this help you to really work. And they've simplified it. You don't have to always use the command line. Simple. We have the desktop version, of course, which is going to talk about right away. So to get us started with GitHub, it's quite simple. We're not going to run command. We don't want to do that. We just want to use the GitHub Desktop because it's simple. So here we can just download the GitHub Desktop. So just click on it, and now you have this one perfect for my operating system. Of course, if you're on Mac, you might be having a different download option here, but I think it's specifically made for uh, maybe your home, operating system, right? So you don't need to start looking, oh, where's the window, where's the Mac and stuff like that. So it's just amazing how they've made it so easy. So I think Mac need to download for him. So here you can do that and prefer the blah blah blah. So you can always do that depending on what you currently have. So just amazing. So the next thing you want to do is click on here and ensure that you follow the prompt to really it's simple, straightforward. I just download that and get it ready to work. So it's just amazing. This is my current repository. Can easily push it to the origin, right? Or this push to the origin. The origin is the live server, right? Of course, I'm going to show you how you can push that to the origin as well. We also have my current repository, so this is where I'm currently in. So I have others like blog, card, front-end challenge, social media profile, test repo to do with local storage, weather app and stuff like that. So it's just so easy that you can always have this. I'm not fetching why is this coming up? I'm not fetching command. So you also have things like current branch, main branch, right? So you can pull requests uh, and things like that. You can switch just current tree, current branch. So currently we're just in main, right? So you have the branches where you can set new branch, you can delete, you can rename, you can discard changes, a lot of stuff that you can do. But I just want to show you, the simple process that you can always get started with. Of course, you learn along your project. So this is the repository. You can push, you can pull, you can fetch, you can remove, you can view on GitHub, and so amazing thing that you can also do. So let's see the view option. So you have changes, history, repository list, and you have amazing shortcode that you can always use, or shortcuts that you can always use to see changes. Control 1, history, Control 2, repository list, Control T, branches list, go to summary and stuff like that. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can toggle full screen by using uh, F11 and things like that. So it's amazing. Let's see the edits. So you can undo, you can redo, you can cut, you can copy, just like the normal. So to get started, what we need to do is just come on here. Before we add a new repository, of course, I'm going to add a new repository where we're still going to see within my uh, VS Code. Of course, you should be familiar with the VS Code. That's a text editor where you write all your code and things like that. So you have the new repository, you can always enter new repository, add local repository, clone repository, all the options that you have. You can explore all of these, but I think it's not the right time to know these, but just simple things that you can always get started with. So to add a new repository, what I need to just do is just to come on here, click on new repository, right? So I want to give it a name. let's say e-commerce app or e-commerce application. If I'm getting that spelling correctly, application. Right, so you want to give a little bit of description. A simple e-commerce web application using JavaScript or JS. Let's leave it that way, right? So this way your local part will be, you want to have this with this local port, you can always change, by taking other options, but then I just prefer it to be in that place. I think you don't really need any of these license, you leave it unknown. GitHub ignore, just leave it unknown, but there are other options, but come on, you don't want to know all of this just right away. This more advanced section, of course, as you build more projects, you get to understand a lot of this, right? So and there's a one here, it tells you will be created as e-commerce uh, slash or dash application, right? So it doesn't really allow empty space. So if you have something like this, that's going to be taken off, right? So just giving you that warning that, of course, if you are living in an empty space or white space, you can it will be filled with those dashes, right? So next thing you want to do is just to come on here and create repository. So that's creating already, and boom, you have your new uh, e-commerce application. That's a current repository, of course, and it's amazing. And if I go to my uh, VS Code, let me quickly go to my VS Code and see and drop some few things and see what happens. So let me quickly go back to my VS Code. Of course, I just want to zoom in. You can use your uh, control plus so that you zoom in, right? You can also zoom out by using the control plus, right? That's shortcut. And if you want to see my new project I just added now, I have e-commerce application. So these are the other projects I've already added to my GitHub Desktop, right? So now you see e-commerce application. So for example, we have it Git attribute, right? So you always come with a Git attribute because everything will be deployed in Git, right? So in Git, right? So you want to create, let's say, a new file within that. Let's say I want to create an index. Always use index because I think that's the only thing it recognizes. If you use something else, that will not really function. So index.html. You just want to, I just want to have a new code so I can just start from. I just want to show you what happens within that. So I have my body and I just want to have this. Let's say we have H1 or H2 and we have it like my GitHub. Let me capture it on GitHub Desktop. Right, so just save that or let's save and let me go back to my GitHub Desktop now. Boom, and you can see now within our current repository, which is our e-commerce application, we see the changes I've just made, like my Git desktop, right? So it's amazing how this works. And you have your changes. There's a new change. If you have history, of course, that's going to display just here, right? So the next thing we want to do is to commit this so that we can push, right? Or before we push, I think the best thing we need to do, because we are still new, they just created new, we need to push or publish this repository so that can appear within our GitHub. And one thing that you need to do is to sign up on GitHub so that you can have their web version. I think that one has a server that you can really have your code there anytime. You can share your link for people to see your past projects. That's why people are ready to work with you and things like that. So let me quickly publish that. Uh, I think we are cool. If you want to add anything, just asking you again. You want to add a name or you want to change the name. You see, the description I gave earlier, the name and description is simple e-commerce web application using JS, right? So if you want to change anything within here, you can always change that, but then we don't want to do that. So this is another option. We're not using that, right? So you need to sign this for paid version, right? So we just want to do publish repository. So just click on that and that gets loaded. So let's just wait for it. Take some seconds. And you can see it's already fetching origin, right? Hang on, and we just want to wait a bit, and whatever thing you're gonna add, everything will be, here for you, no matter what. So I think we are ready, and our project is ready. So let me quickly do something else. So I just want to show you that what it means to publish and how you can use your commits. Let me just quickly do that. So we'll just come here. Let me go back to my VS. So let me just have probably an a list, just have a list of let's say fruits or vegetables. Let's say my UL, that's the unordered list, and within it I have my list, right? So I can just have multiple of these. Let's say apple, got it correctly, apple, right? So another thing you can always do if you want to just copy this, or you want to, instead of you just copying, right? You can just hold your Alt, then your shield, just whatever arrow you want to, or position that you want to push that to. So I want to push that down, so I'm going to use the arrow key. I see that keeps multiplying, so you can have like hundreds of them, depending. You can make it up, right? So whatever position you want to do that, I think that's fantastic. So I just want to change these names. Let's say banana. Let's say I have apple. Oh, sorry. I have a lemon. What else? Let's say I have for I think ginger. Uh, Something like melon. What else? What other fruit do I know? Maybe purple, right? So let me just give it a random name, color now. I want to have something like color. I want to have red. I want to have blue. I just want to show you, trying to take all this from my head, right? So let's say I have something like a black here as well. And just here, I want to have maybe uh, a div, right? And I want to wrap this within that div. So to wrap that, I think what you can do is just to hold all of these all together and just push. How do you push that? Just hold your Alt, then your Shift key, then move whatever position you want to move that to, up, down, but not side, right? So I just want to move down, right? Sorry. Yes. So I just want to move down. So with your Alt key and your arrow key. So here we just want to move that, so that will be just inside our div, and we got that correctly. So now next thing I want to do, always say, because if you have this white circle here, it means your work is not safe. So it's best to always save that and just do that by using your Control X, right? What we got, so you see everything is here already, and you see we just made one change, right? So just amazing how this helps your workflow. And if you check history, do you have history? I see you have history 10 minutes ago when we added uh, our first item, right? So let's see, can click here. Okay, I'm not able to click that. So to get this to your web uh, GitHub, we have the desktop version, we have the web version, of course, to get that ready. So what you need to do is to come on here and just probably write updated or anything that you feel is just okay. So once you do that, just come on here to say commit one file to the main, right? You want to commit to the main. So we just commit that to, and we wait for it. So now we are ready to push to origin. So we want to push this out to be able to see that on our web GitHub, right? So I know normally people will not be able to see the desktop version. Just you up to your control. Just it's like a middle guy between your VS Code and your web version. So we just want to push. Boom. That was an error. I think we don't have internet, so you have to be connected to the internet. So let me quickly put the internet on. You have to be connected to the internet to be able to use that. If you're not connected to the internet, of course, you need, just like you're sending a message from your WhatsApp. You want to send a message across from your WhatsApp, you have to be on internet. So I think my internet went off, and that's why we saw that message. So I think I'm just going to connect back. Hope that doesn't really take time. So I think I'm back on that. So I just want to push origin. You can push from here, but I'm used to pushing from here, so I just click on it, and boom, it's already going, and you can see the progress line just here, right? Boom, we have it committed. So next thing we want to do is to go back to our browser. Now this time we're not using the desktop. We just want to go to our GitHub and sign in. So if you don't have an account, you can always sign in. It's a simple process. But I already have an account, so I don't need to do all that. So I can just come on here and see my repository. So let me wait for it to load. You can see trends, you can see some of your work that you've done. So here you can see my web application, and of course if I click on there, I want to show you other way that you can see this instead of going from here, right? Still loading. Let's wait for a moment. I think the network is a bit slow, but it's loading. So I think that's fine. Then just come on here, repositories, right? You can see your repositories here. Of course, these are the top repositories. In fact, you have more like millions and stuff like that. So it's just easy. You can always come here, search for whatever name that you're looking for. You get that. But let me just show you that way that you can do that. Just click on here, and of course, you find that as well. So it's just a simple process. So I want to see what we have inside our e-commerce application. I just want to have that right away. And you see we have HTML, which was updated 3 minutes ago. Our Git 40 minutes ago. If you remember when we created that, right? So it's just showing you time, you know, time space that every event is unfolding, right? So I see this just within we updated just within 3 minutes ago, right? So go back, let's see our updates. Boom, we are here. So you see everything that we entered within our VS Code that we pushed to our desktop, Git desktop, and of course it's everything that we have here, right? No difference. We have your my Git desktop as our H1, the another list, the name of food and stuff like that. So this way, your collaborators can easily see what you're working on, the progress bar, things like that. So, and for enterprise, it's always a share version where you guys will be working on the same project, and everybody will be seeing what each member of the team is working on. It's amazing, and it's easy to use. At least for a beginner, don't uh, really involve yourself in knowing everything. You understand? Just know the little that you need to know, and I think you need to understand how you can publish your work, so that more people can see your work. Probably uh, you want to send your project to uh, maybe a team, or you want them to see some of the projects you've worked on in the past. So it's easy for them to just see some of the work and how amazing it's been. So I think that's that on GitHub. So I just want to show you something else. Uh, I want to show you something else. Let's go back home. Stem and here languages. So you see languages that we use here 100% HTML, right? We didn't use any CSS, no JavaScript, just HTML, and that's why I said 100%. So it's showing the language that you use, right? So and it's just amazing, right? So you can always work around that, and at least you know how to go about using your GitHub desktop and stuff like that. So that's it. It's easy to sign up. Just sign in, open GitHub, or let me quickly show you what you see. Let me quickly show. So if you are new, you might find it difficult to do this, but I just want to show you that. Come on, it's easy like you're signing on anything. Just come on here and say you want to sign up, and you can sign up with your Gmail. It's easy to do that. You can enter your let's say I want to sign up with my Gmail. So I just click on there and boom, we just continue. So it's way easy to navigate.